For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
NewsSpin is the best. Listen up. NewsSpin is the best. Me say listen up massive. NewsSpin is the best, yeah. Better than every talk show. The most conscious monitor talk show. All across the world. Check your signal, it blaze up the airwave. NewsSpin on your radio, hear me now. Tune in the frequency, come along, Junior. NewsSpin a vice up the place. NewsSpin is the best. Listen to the massive. NewsSpin is the best. Knowledge must abound. NewsSpin is the best. Fancy mount knock a play way. NewsSpin is the best. Papa Bond, yeah, by team, all man. A crappy land all across the globe. Echoes of voices, we join in hands in hands. Harmony rising with the afternoon sun. Come along, NewsSpin has begun. NewsSpin is the best. Better than every talk show. The most conscious monitor talk show in the world. The true facts about Sophia volcano, Sandy Beach, banana and Sneem Malmo. Voices from the chat room, the capital Castries Hills. We feel you warm Caribbean breeze. Teaching the truth, making hearts feel ease. Knowledge must open up every mind. Learn about your island home. We leave no one behind. NewsSpin on your radio. Pull up the volume, Jay. NewsSpin on your radio. Pull up your seats. Afternoon time. NewsSpin on your radio. Come along. NewsSpin on your radio. Let the message strong. and I will line me word with our hymns. NewsSpin is the best. Better than every talk show. The most conscious monitored talk show in the world.
How is your Wednesday thus far? Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. NewsSpin is on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. Please like the video, share, subscribe to the NewsSpin YouTube channel, grow, and click the notification bell as well. We go up until 2 o'clock this afternoon. I'll be taking your calls later at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. As always, we have a lot to discuss on the broadcast. And of course, you will be determining where we go in terms of some of the subject matters that we will be highlighting on our program today. Unfortunately, there has been another shooting in St. Lucia. And is it resonating with you? Is it making any kind of sense at all that this problem is definitely out of control? And you believe it's not impacting you directly? It is affecting a large section of the St. Lucian society. Many of you don't want to go out. Many of you do not want to drive or take a walk to certain parts of the island. Many of your businesses are being impacted. You're losing money. It's not only people are losing their lives, and one's life is a lot precious, more important than money. But we're looking at this from different perspectives. Losing lives, losing livelihoods, losing your liberty, your freedom to go to certain parts of the island, as if anywhere is safe in St. Lucia. And I challenge you to call this broadcast today and tell me of the areas that you consider to be safe. Because you can't reside in that particular area forever. If you consider that to be your haven, your paradise, can you stay there forever? You'll never leave your home? And so we are facing a dilemma. And I'm stressing on that deliberately, because there are people in this country whose opinion is that NewsSpin should not highlight the truth. We should join the rest of you and focus on Carnival. Focus on the fact that Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, as of today, is the chairman of the Caribbean community for the next 6 months. Worthy of a lot of praise. You can't, as far as crime is concerned, adequately manage 238 square mile territory. You think you'll be able to manage effectively and adequately the affairs of so many other territories that come under the CARICOM umbrella? I don't have to explain myself, but I don't think I'm being unduly critical of the Prime Minister. All I'm saying is we have some problems on our hands in St. Lucia, and many of them you have not demonstrated the skill set, that you have the skill set to adequately and effectively deal with those problems. And crime is a major problem in this country. We are not on the verge of getting there. We are at the point where crime is definitely out of control. So those of you who take to Facebook, believe that I'm being unfair to the Prime Minister, continue to do just that. Continue to exist in La La Land. Continue to tell yourself that everything is okay when the evidence around us is proving otherwise. So a 16-year-old got shot multiple times. At the time, she was in a bar, and that is in Mark Bexel. Reports are a lone gunman fired indiscriminately, resulting in this teenager being shot. She's in a critical condition, I'm told, at hospital, and at least one other person sustained injuries. Police, as usual, are investigating. So it's as if, as a society, we're just there waiting for somebody to be shot, and then we'll react, and then in the case of the police, we will investigate. And it appears on the evidence that we are doing very little, if anything at all, to preempt such incidents, to prevent them from happening, to bring this under some level of control. Can it get any worse? And I hate for us to be in a situation where the problem is exasperated. It worsens. And our behavior is, everything is normal. We like it so. Some people have taken to social media asking, what is a 16-year-old doing in a bar? That is what you are preoccupied with. If she is in that particular area, we don't know the circumstances under which she was there. We don't know. But does that really matter in the scheme of things? When she can, in a matter of minutes or hours, become homicide number 41? Would you want to find yourself in a situation where would ask the question, what is a 16-year-old doing in a bar, but under different circumstances, without her having been shot and injured and at hospital fighting for her life? We are doing an injustice to ourselves, when we put party before even the citizens. When we are color fools, because up to now, we believe that the Philip J.P. administration is doing wonderful things, and they're deserving of 100% as far as the stewardship of St. Lucia is concerned. Never mind that you, the citizens of this country, you are in constant fear for your lives. Whether you consider yourself to be a law-abiding citizen, whether you have found yourself in disputes or skirmishes with other people, whether you're involved in illegal activities of one sort of another or another, we are all facing a threat to our lives, and some other than others, because the Prime Minister, bodyguards upon bodyguards, and most, if not all, of the other government ministers. And we have discussed this before. Talk about the high cost of petrol at the pump. The politicians are not feeling it. They have a transportation or traveling allowance. And those who are close to them, who are getting all the contracts, they're not feeling it as well. So they cannot identify with you. They don't understand what you are going through. So let us apply the pressure so that the government, so that the Prime Minister, National Security Minister, Conflict Resolution Minister, Home Affairs Minister can take our lives seriously, take their job seriously, so that this can redound to our benefit. The Prime Minister has failed ever since he came into office to address the nation on crime. 2 days, 3 homicides between Saturday and Sunday just gone. No observation, no statement, but what he has done is to issue a statement yesterday, few hours before he assumed the chairmanship of the Caribbean community. Here is the Prime Minister.
Fellow citizens of the Caribbean community, today I speak to you as Prime Minister of St. Lucia and as the incoming chairman of CARICOM. I accept this responsibility with humility, determination, and a deep sense of service to the people of our region. CARICOM has always been built on a simple but powerful belief that our countries can achieve more together than we ever could alone. That belief remains as important today as it was at the founding of our community. Across our region, we are navigating a rapidly changing world. Our people are working hard to build better lives, our economies are adapting to new realities, and our societies continue to face challenges that require cooperation, innovation, and unity. At this moment, many citizens are asking an important question: how can CARICOM make a greater difference in our everyday lives? This is the question that must guide our work. During my tenure as chairman, my commitment is clear. CARICOM must continue to move closer to the people. It must be seen and felt not only in meetings and declarations, but also in communities, schools, businesses, homes, and in the opportunities available to every Caribbean citizen. We must strengthen our unity. The Caribbean is strongest when we work together, speak with purpose, and respect the voices and contributions of every member state. Our diversity, our cultures, languages, traditions, and experiences is one of our greatest strengths. We must also continue to build a more resilient and sustainable region. This means advancing climate action, strengthening food and nutrition security, supporting economic growth, embracing digital transformation, expanding opportunities for trade and investment, and improving the movement of people, skills, services, and ideas across our community. At the heart of this work must be our people. Every Caribbean citizen, regardless of age, gender, ability, background, occupation, or circumstance, must be able to see themselves reflected in the regional agenda and feel that CARICOM is working to improve their lives, expand their opportunities, and strengthen their future. We must also work together to build a safer, more secure, and more hopeful communities. Development and security go hand in hand, and every citizen deserves the opportunity to live, work, learn, and thrive in peace and dignity. The success of CARICOM must ultimately be measured by whether our people feel the benefits of integration in their daily lives. Because integration that our people cannot feel will not last. Together, we can build a Caribbean community that is more united, more inclusive, more resilient, and more prepared for the future. Let us move forward together from resilience to renewal and revival in solidarity with the people of the Caribbean. I thank you.
The Prime Minister of St. Lucia and the new chairman of the Caribbean community, Mr. Philip J. Pierre, delivering that address hours before he assumed the chairmanship of the Caribbean community. And he being elevated to that position is on the heels of the island facing some serious crime problems, and unfortunately he has not delivered not one address to the nation on that scourge. We still wish him well, but we are very much concerned about what is happening on the ground in St. Lucia. St. Lucia, it appears, has something in common with the Bahamas. And that is the opposition parties there are claiming that vouchers were used to win general elections. You have heard from former Prime Minister and leader of the UWP, Alan Chastney, making that claim. And a similar allegation is being made over in the Bahamas. One of the newspapers there, the Nassau Guardian, the headline is $1.56 million in vouchers weeks before the election. And we also have a report from Eyewitness Bahamas indicating that thousands of dollars were used to grant contracts or give contracts to supporters and politicians on the government side ahead of the last general election. And that poll was on May the 12th of 2026. Prime Minister Philip Davis and his ruling Progressive Liberal Party won a landslide victory, securing a second consecutive term in office. Winning 41 seats, and the opposition did not win a single seat. We have this report.
The opposition is demanding answers tonight from the Davis administration over some $200,000 in pre-election vouchers that bore the name of now Central and South Abaco MP Bradley Fox, the issue remaining a political flashpoint, with PLP Chair Fred Mitchell defending the program, while Prime Minister Philip Davis repeatedly declined to address questions on the matter. The Free National Movement continues to allege that state resources were used to influence voters, with Shadow Finance Minister Kwesi Thompson now pointing to nearly $900,000 in contract awards for that related program, listed in the Ministry of Finance's procurement report.
Was the $200,000 worth of vouchers purchased by taxpayers' money with the name of a political candidate? What was the government voucher program? Was that program ever announced? Why was this not open to everyone who wanted to apply? We all know the answers, I believe, to these questions. What was the $900,000 in a contract award for voucher building materials that showed up on the Ministry of Finance procurement report? What was that program? It was stated to be a voucher building material program.
Meantime,
when was this program ever announced?
Eyewitness Bahamas report there. $1.56 million in vouchers weeks before the election in the Bahamas. There's a similar complaint being made in the case of St. Lucia. And I'm sure that many of you would have come across those vouchers. Many of you benefited from it. You know for a fact that the vouchers were ever present. Everywhere. A voucher, a voucher, a voucher. Just before the general elections of December the 1st, 2025 in St. Lucia. Let's hear from the leader of the opposition making his own claims regarding this. And he made that claim during an appearance on Newsmaker Live on June the 17th.
The Prime Minister revealed in his budget speech that close to $250 million was transferred from CIP funds to government. Almost $100 million to the consolidated account and another $150 million into unnamed entities. All we heard was the money went to health, the money went to water, the money went to social development, and the money went to infrastructure. None of us know. Did that money come directly from the CIP to statutory bodies? Did the money go into the economic fund and applications were made by different entities within government for those monies? We don't know. And why was that important? Because it is suspected that $110 million went into the SSDF. And I can only tell you, it's a fact, that during the election, there was an inordinate amount of food vouchers, building materials, and contracts that are being dispersed. And what was the governance structure behind the SSDF on the disbursements of those resources? I've written to the Director of Finance. It's been now 3 weeks. Not even an acknowledgement. The Prime Minister acknowledged it, because I copied the Prime Minister. So in all fairness to the Prime Minister, he acknowledged it. The Director of Finance has not acknowledged it. I've gotten no response. I'm going to rewrite the Director of Finance again this week. And if within the next 2 weeks the Director of Finance does not respond, I will make my letters public. The Prime Minister revealed in his budget speech that close to $250 million was transferred from CIP funds to government. Almost $100 million to the consolidated account and another $150 million into unnamed entities. All we heard was the money went to health, the money went to water, the money went to social development, and the money went to infrastructure. None of us know. Did that money come directly from the CIP to statutory bodies? Did the money go into the economic fund and applications were made by different entities within government for those monies? We don't know. And why was that important? Because it is suspected that $110 million went into the SSDF. And I can only tell you, it's a fact, that during the election, there was an inordinate amount of food vouchers, building materials, and contracts that are being dispersed. And what was the governance structure behind the SSDF on the disbursements of those resources? I've written to the Director of Finance. It's been now 3 weeks. Not even an acknowledgement. The Prime Minister acknowledged it, because I copied the Prime Minister. So in all fairness to the Prime Minister, he acknowledged it. The Director of Finance has not acknowledged it. I've gotten no response. I'm going to rewrite the Director of Finance again this week. And if within the next 2 weeks the Director of Finance does not respond, I will make my letters public.
The island's leader of the parliamentary opposition, Mr. Alan Shastney, speaking a couple Wednesdays ago on the DBS special Newsmaker Live. Let me hear from you right now at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. I'm standing by, and of course I'll be going through some of your WhatsApp messages. Gentlemen, I think your name is Thomas, because you have a keyring here with one key in it and the name Thomas engraved there. And apparently you lost that key yesterday in the Pigeon Point area. I think somebody told me that you might be a taxi driver. And along with the key is a car alarm remote. So a car alarm remote. I think your name is Thomas, and I have it in my possession. It was found in the Pigeon Point area yesterday. I think that that car alarm remote might belong to a Suzuki vehicle. So if you care to regain possession of it, you can always contact me at 716-2026. So let's take your calls right now. Once again at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have our first call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air. Go ahead with your contribution, caller. Good afternoon.
Hi, Tim.
Good afternoon.
Tim, I'll be very short today. And I'm going to make a suggestion to the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Vungad, or the executive of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. I would suggest, I'm humbly suggesting to him, that the Commissioner, for his office, write the Prime Minister and appoint with him we need to do that almost immediately, Tim. Appoint some senior retired criminal investigators who has proven the track record and reintegrate them into our investigations, the investigations team that we have at CID. This is a matter of urgency, Tim. You see, in light of the shootings we have there, Tim, when you have a state where you have young ladies are being condoned in public places, Tim, and we have had free in recent years, in the recent times there. We have had free ladies. This is unprecedented, Tim. Gunned down in the public places. So I'm suggesting that before another month end comes, today is the first of a new month, I'm suggesting to the Commissioner of Police, he has the authority, he can do that. I can call out the names of at least 8 senior experienced criminal investigators team, recently retired, who can join or come to assist the police today and will bring relief to most of the unsolved crimes that we have, murders. And I'm sure the police officers listening to this program know them too, and they know of their track record. Tim, we must do that in July. If we don't do that, Tim, and remember I'm saying that today is the first of the month. If we don't do that before July ends, Tim, I have already said I wouldn't be calling the talk shows again. But I am doing that call. I'm making that call. Because I smell coming down the road there. We are going to surpass all the previous records that we have set in homicides. If we don't do that urgently. We had 41 or 42. Tim, if we don't do that this year, we are going to pass 80 homicides. So, that is my challenge and my suggestion to the Commissioner of Police. I don't want to involve the Prime Minister in that because the Prime Minister's plate is too full already. Let the Commissioner address that matter that we have in there because we have apparently, the tangent we go on there now, Tim, there is a new direction of the criminals have taken their own direction. Their own target style, their own system of dealing with the issues. And young people are the ones falling. Tim, if this nation has to survive, We cannot be losing our young people through gun violence like that so frequently, Tim. We have to do something this month. And that is my appeal. That is all I'm going to say today. Thank you very much, Tim.
Thank you so much for calling. On a lighter note, in the chat room, somebody said to this caller, "You're short, never short, but we're timing you." So it is less than 5 minutes today. But back to serious business. And you ask yourself, why the lack of urgency on the part of the government, on the part of the authorities? More on this in a moment, but we have a call. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello? Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Tim, I just want to say this. The reason why Alan Chasney will never ever be Prime Minister of St. Lucia, parce qu'il était ton discours. Alan Chasney brought the canine dogs. We all knew that. Alan Chasney went and investigated the scanners. We all knew that. Alan Chasney went and dig into the impacts report and had investigations done. We all knew that. And there were many more that we did not know. But I say all this to say, unless we don't dig in to the underground affairs in St. Lucia, we will never have a resting place. And Alan Chasney, when he went into that impacts report, he went into a can of worms. You know what he saw? And he knew that the national security of this country was very, very important. And when you tackle the national security of St. Lucia, then the country could be safe. Do you think that Philippe J. Pierre was misled or tried to say something that St. Lucia was strategically in Europe? They know what they're saying. I believe they know what they're saying. But Alan Chasney, this is why he will never be Prime Minister again, because he tackled these issues, which is the national security of St. Lucia. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much for calling. And that call coming from the diaspora. Think we have another call? No, we've lost this call. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And somebody has just written via WhatsApp, "Tim, I agree with the caller before the last. I agree with Mr. Chico 100% with his suggestion." And again, the question is, why it appears that the authorities are unwilling to do as much as possible to bring this crime problem under control. And the next time they take to a platform would be to make pronouncements that would give the impression that what is of priority is carnival. What is of priority? Economic growth. What is of priority? Secret deals. But those things that are hampering you, that have you running scared for your lives, the authorities, including the government that you gave that resounding mandate, they are not focused on those important things. As a matter of fact, as far as they are concerned, those things are not important. And that is based on their approach and also their behavior. They are just neglecting to tackle those important issues. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You on the air? Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Timothy Poleon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
I try and get that line so many times and it's so tough, but at least today I get it. Timothy, we have a a bowl of twine, that well melee. You know when something well melee and you can't unmelee it?
Mm-hmm.
So St. Lucia is now. That's number one. Number two, they have so much things they plan about cameras. If they have cameras in certain areas, all the bad spots, well, they say they have. That's what I assume. I don't know. Police, in the police force, labor and flambeau. So the country running. I tell you straight up. So the country running. If you're not ready, you're getting promotion. That one I working because that one intact. That one I working because that one intact. Nice vehicle for the sweet boys to Lime, go out their home, drop their children to school, come back. All them things happening. Everybody seeing it. Vehicles parking by their home. Straight numbers on it. These things have to stop. We need them vehicles parking by the police station for when there's a crime somewhere so that them vehicles could be underrun. It's one old vehicle when you go by a police station and make a report, one old vehicle. If something's happening, you call. There's no vehicle there. The one that go to Babono have to come to Cicero, have to go to Bexon, have to go there. That's nonsense. Papi show alone. Look right now, our girls becoming target. Timothy have 7 girls and 3 boys. Now you see the boys. I feel the boys good for themselves. But you see, them criminals touch one of my girls. Timothy, I said an example in St. Lucia, you know. I tell you, the things that happening there, it is sad. Our country going down and the minister of them not talking about it. I see some of them just whining. They're whining. They're whining all kind of style on Facebook. And our country in that situation, them fellas have full security with them anywhere they're going. We have none. But that's so sad for our country. Very, very sad. Timothy, I have a line to tell you. I'm very disappointed in that government. Have a blessed day.
You too, sir. Thank you so much for calling. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. WhatsApp message reads, this caller is on point. It is a recommendation that has been made before. It can be implemented in the short term and reviewed quarterly. Let us hope that the recommendation is not sent to Deglo because of who makes it. Another WhatsApp message. When the crime hit their doorsteps, they will want to talk, but it will be too late. Some more WhatsApp messages. Kudos to the students and teachers on this year's CPA results, but I must say to the registrar of examinations, it's the have a little more. Okay, I will not read this one because the individual is not in a position to defend himself. He's not on the broadcast. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello.
Saudi fue.
Oui, mola.
Saudi fue.
Mola. Ou même?
Mola gachebe. Comment ti mamzela jante?
Jante pas senti koy to bien, so il pas epi nou jodia.
Bojab. Di jante mwen di pa tobe malade set li si pan dokte. Alright. Anyways, my pale ale CJ di Quim Hodia pis lani a Charlotte moun ki kay point topics are. What I want to say, Tim, is about the way Lisa Joy and the way she came out and addressed the public yesterday about the issue with the horses. Tim, there's a lot to be learned in that little snippet that you played with Lisa. One, it should teach our people how not to frame an argument and answer a question. Remember we spoke about logical fallacies, Tim?
Yes, sir.
So Lisa is making the logical fallacy of arguing from ignorance, Tim, meaning she's trying to make a point about something she does not know because she's saying that there are no laws to govern whatever, like to test animals before they leave the country, which, Tim, I don't work for the Ministry of Agriculture, and I know internationally an animal cannot leave one country and move to another one without proper health inspection. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, you're correct. And passing through our ports.
Yeah, and if St. Lucia does not have that law, it means we need to get to the legislature quick and get it done, no?
Yes. And the Prime Minister of Grenada Deacon Mitchell, he knows that. Because in a statement at the height of that whole controversy, because the two animals arrived in Grenada on May the 29th, at the height of that controversy, he said that this was in violation of the laws of both Grenada and St. Lucia, and he's an attorney.
Yeah, and our agriculture minister is doing what most politicians, or I would say at least the politicians in my country do. It's always something secretive, Tim. Something so simple and straightforward. Okay, we dropped the ball. We made an error. Fine. We made an error. The people, we're going to accept, okay, you're human, you made an error. We can move on. We're going to forgive you. But then you have to come out and lie about that. If you're going to tell lies about something so simple and so small, Tim, what else are you going to lie about?
Okay,
I know you
think,
don't call people.
No, but you think she lied or she just wasn't aware of the facts?
No, she wasn't. I don't think she was lying.
I don't know.
As I said, she made an argument. She made an argument from ignorance. And as a friend of mine posted on social media, she was listening. She wasn't lying. We don't call people liars on NewsSpin. She was listening.
But what was very funny is, people are taking me to task for highlighting that shortcoming on the part of the minister. And I deliberately said shortcoming on the part of the minister. They give me all kind of me-pui,
Pun intended, right? Shortcomings, right?
Yeah, but I honestly don't care. I don't care. I really don't care.
Tim, I always tell you in St. Lucia, we have a disease, Tim. The disease is that we victim blaming and double victimization. You see the young lady who got shot in the back?
Yeah.
And they're saying, what is she doing there? Instead of saying, okay, the perpetrators, XYZ. It's the same way, Tim. A law-abiding citizen, someone who is supposed to be protected by society, as I always give you the analogy, if someone in the community chops that person and that person does the proper thing and goes through the law, Tim, as opposed to taking it into their own hands. You know what the people around say? Gasa osama man. Deti kulkutla bolaba waku yekwe police like bunglaba. You understand him?
Yeah.
So they don't make the perpetrator look bad. They glorify the perpetrator and they make the victim look as if like, yeah, you're doing something wrong. Okay, what is she, the young lady? Now isn't the right time to ask that question. Now isn't the time to ask that question as to what she was doing there. What if this is her family's establishment? We don't know. Now is not the right time for that. You understand what I mean, Tim?
Yeah.
And this is the thinking of our people, and it's getting like every boy to come when you complain about Membaila. Now complain on NewsSpin, now complain on Shimel, now complain on Kaimwe, now complain by mama, by papa, when bav ki hapu fair kofwe. When pasav ki hapu fair ko. And finally, Tim, there's a gentleman who called and said that he has several daughters and that his sons are good for themselves and that if someone touches it. This is exactly the type of thinking we do not want in public. And this is the type of thinking, the sentiments that is developing with the people,
Yeah.
Tim, if the government cannot take control of what's going on there, the people are going to fight back and we're going to have civil unrest. We cannot afford civil unrest in a country of 180,000 people, Tim. We are going to go extinct as a nation. We cannot afford that. And finally, Tim, if you look at, again, Tim, the government of St. Lucia has a relatively easy job, Tim. We're practically isolated in terms of our borders, Tim. We're surrounded by water. We can control guns coming into our country easily, Tim. Tim, I can understand property crime and assault and so on and so forth. But violent crime, Tim, using weapons that are not produced on island, Tim. I can understand a man getting chopped. I'm not agreeing with it, but I can understand that, Tim. But at the rate people are being shot on our island, Tim, it is alarming. The city of Toronto probably has 100 times the amount of guns that are sitting on the island of St. Lucia, Tim, at any given time. All right? And we do not experience that type of behavior, Tim. Because the problem, and I will say it to the people, the problem is not the gun in of itself. Buju Banton have a song, gun no kill people, people kill people. A gun or a machete will never get up off a shelf where it is sitting down and walk out there and harm anybody or anything, Tim. It is the people, it is our conflict resolution skills, Tim. It is our love and our respect for each other, Tim. The moral decay in our society, a society that claims to be a Christian society. I'm not going to blame it all on the politicians, Tim. I'm blaming it on all of us. Those of us who know better and who can do better. And the other thing we refuse to do is, as the old Jamaican adage is, each one teach one. So you realize that your brother or your sister is doing something out of the way that could be detrimental to their health and to the betterment of your country, you talk to them. You don't yell at them, you put them to sit down and you have a conversation with that person and try to find out. We cannot always depend on the police and the government. Anyways, Tim, big up yourself, big up Senior Rigobert. Anyway, sit down, stand up, all the way down in the world.
All right,
everyone,
sir.
Love you guys. Have a good afternoon.
Okay, thank you so much. But I remain adamant that if you elect people, if you appoint people to perform a particular task, if you set up a budget, annually we talk about investing so many millions of dollars in terms of fighting crime, in terms of equipping the police, in terms of financing the operations of your Ministry of National Security, your Ministry of Home Affairs, your Ministry of Conflict Resolution, and so on, and you're not seeing the positive results, apart from blaming the citizenry, apart from making reference to the moral decay that you just referenced to there, my last caller from Canada, we have to blame the authorities. The responsibility of any government is to ensure the safety of its citizens and to ensure that it protects its borders. Those are the responsibilities of any government. So don't tell me you're in a position of leadership and you are equipped with, you have the power to enact the appropriate laws, and also you have a parliament at your disposal to do that. You have been given the authority, the portfolios, and yet still things are so out of control. Because people who are reasonable are not saying we want zero crime, zero homicide, but every year, by the 6th or 7th month of a year, we are averaging 30 odd into 40 homicides. And there's no kind of improvement, but all we get are excuses from the authorities. Bring this under some level of control, and then we'll start to blame the families. We'll start to look at issues relating to the roles of parents, etc. Or we could look at it simultaneously. But clearly, we have a problem when it comes to the leadership of our country and leadership across the board. And this is manifesting itself in the chaos that we are experiencing with regard to the number of homicides we continue to record. And we focus on the homicides, but we need to also focus on the number of people who are being shot and injured in the process of those shooting incidents in St. Lucia. There's definitely need for somebody to account, and that person, the buck stops with the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, who happens to be Minister of Finance, Justice Minister, and Minister with responsibility for national security. He has the mandate. He does not have a 9-8 or 10-7. He boasts about it a whole lot. 16-1. What are you doing with that kind of mandate to secure the lives of the citizens of this country. More on this, the most monitored talk show in the world.
Advance your career at Lightspark Training with a globally recognized certification. Conveniently located on High Street, Castries, Lightspark offers a wide range of programs to make the most of your career. Certifications in project management, risk management, quality management, marketing, ACC accounting, human resources, Microsoft, Cisco, and IT technician certification, graphic design, web design, and programming. Complete a diploma in accounting in 6 months or a bachelor's degree in just over a year. Call us today at 451-8918 or visit us at www.lightspark.com.
Prepare for the hurricane season by ensuring trees and other objects on your property won't get tangled in overhead wires. Be careful. Ensure ladders and tools don't come within 10 feet of power lines. If a tree is near electrical lines, don't try to trim it yourself. Contact Lucelec at 452-2165 or 454-6617. Be smart, stay safe.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbute at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Ouais, monsieur, pas jodi moi la ka espérer plein bomb glow, hein. Si t'en la pani pressure. Moi ni tongue, moi ni glow, me money pressure. Ou savez ça moi besoin? A pomme. Ça c'est bêtise. Moi ka aller ko Europa. Yo ni toute pomme pour toute condition. Qui pour kay, qui pour business. Yo ni pli mer pour pomme cette ici. Yo ka ranger pomme aussi qui besoin service. Run pump yo c'est Léo. Pump ça c'est Major. Ils bon tout bonnement. Tant si ten mois actuellement. Glo ka fante. Europa ni pump glo Léo under pour les nerfs, joints et gris. Visitez Europa ambassade Gozile. Les mots au téléphone 452-0763.
Every day, the pain is still there. Back, neck, shoulder, hip, chronic arthritis, pain down your leg to your toes, or heel pain when you put your foot on the ground. You've tried many things, but nothing works. Waiting will only make it worse. At La Clinique du Corps, we find the real cause of your pain using advanced MRI scans from head to toes with no radiation for more accurate results. Our specialist doctors provide faster diagnosis and effective treatment. Less pain, better movement, better life. All insurances accepted. Call now before it gets worse. 451-6559, that's 451-6559, or WhatsApp 721-9950. WhatsApp 721-9950. La Clinique du Corps. Stop suffering. Start living.
Turn up the vibes with Flow! Flow is turning up the vibes with 400 rewards this carnival season. Sign up for postpaid, add it to your internet, and turn up your rewards. From free grocery vouchers and big handset discounts to free event tickets and costumes with the baddest bands. Flow customers are turning up 400 times. Sign up in store or visit discoverflow.co to claim your reward. Terms and conditions apply.
Night Meds is your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Sadu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. Night Meds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
An supposé, ça c'est dernier kwas de l'eau. En temps cette lisi, tant ka wem ka vini pli long ek pli wed, ek sous de l'eau nou ka cheche. Ek la plia ka tobe pli fort ek pli terrible, ça ka dommage kay nou ek système glo nou. Mais nous sa changer ça. Nous sa conserver de l'eau et protéger sous de l'eau nous. Chaque petit démarche nous point ça aider. Wasko ka travaille ensemble et puis agent pour manager sous de l'eau et ka permettre pour assurer de l'eau en temps qui ka venir. Mais nous besoin si pauvre. Ensemble, nous sa protéger de l'eau nous, santé nous et ka assurer de l'eau pour l'autre génération. Un petit pas ça mène gros changement. On nous protéger de l'eau nous et la vie nous pour tant qui ka vini. Pour plus d'informations, visitez wascostlucia.com.
The official Carnival Sunday Lime is back. Let's take you to Bacchanal Beach. Every Sunday until July 5th on the Vigi beachfront. Good vibes, drink specials, and live entertainment. Also your chance to register with Island Tribe for Carnival 2026. Bacchanal Beach, the official Carnival Sunday Lime. Every Sunday until July 5th on the Vigi beachfront. Bacchanal Beach is sponsored by P-Tour Beer, Power 97.9 FM, and the Carnival Planning and Management Agency.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Somebody sent me a WhatsApp message, I think it was earlier today. It reads, Tim, good day. I saw this post at Customs in the cargo shed. I think it is very instructive based on the information given by the Minister of Agriculture on the exportation of pets. You may wish to read at the bottom of the poster. This poster is not fake. So at the bottom of the poster reads, always contact the Veterinary and Livestock Services Division before importing, exporting, or traveling with live animals or animal products, as according to that poster. Let us hear now from the Prime Minister of Grenada. Amidst that controversy, where those two horses, pregnant horses, were exported to Grenada and had to be put to sleep, and not only that, the bodies or the carcass had to be incinerated. And the Prime Minister there was very unapologetic, because for him this was unacceptable. And this could not be tolerated because of the health implications. The horses arrived in Grenada without clearance from St. Lucia. And according to the Prime Minister of Grenada, this makes the importation a criminal offense under the laws of both countries, St. Lucia and Grenada. Let's hear from Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell.
And I want to emphasize this. The importation of animals into Grenada without a permit is a criminal offense. And worse yet, the importation of animals that are diseased into the country puts the entire country at risk. And I'm unapologetic about the actions taken by the officials of the ministry. The only thing I'm a little disappointed in is that they did not themselves respond and explain to the public why they did what they had to do in the interest of protecting the public. So I want us to understand the spread of disease through animal can happen quite easily and can have damning repercussions for the country. We can't export fruits even today because of pests which were imported into the country many years ago. So we need to understand this is not some joking social media bacchanal. And I want to emphasize this. The importation of animals into Grenada without a permit is a criminal offense. And worse yet, the importation of animals that are diseased into the country puts the entire country at risk. And I'm unapologetic about the actions taken by the officials of the ministry. The only thing I'm a little disappointed in is that they did not themselves respond and explain to the public why they did what they had to do in the interest of protecting the public. So I want to understand the spread of disease through animal can happen quite easily and can have damning repercussions for the country. We can't export fruits even today because of pests which were imported into the country many years ago. So we need to understand this is not some joking social media bacchanal.
The Prime Minister of Grenada, Dickon Mitchell. So in light of the revelation we made on NewsSpin yesterday and focusing on the folly of the Agriculture Minister and how serious one should take this, people have gone to Facebook and mépriser yours truly as if that will impact me. It will not. Because those actions are nonsensical, vacuous, makes no sense at all, have no impact on me. Because the bigger picture is when the authorities fail us in such instances, it is to the detriment of the wider St. Lucian society. And even through their ineptitude, that could impact other countries. In this particular instance, Grenada, how can you, without checking those horses, see if they had any diseases, allow them to leave our shores, enter Grenada, and then your supporters, instead of coming to terms with the reality of your incompetence as a ministry and what you said, the excuse that you give, which cannot hold any water at all, what you'll do is to attack the messenger and to try to ridicule him as if this, in any instance, will take any kind of toll on me, or I will lose sleep over this. Because I know I am not being petty. I am not being vindictive. I'm just dealing with the facts. That's how I should operate. Takes you now to our NewsSpin question of the day. What does St. Lucia's agricultural landscape look like with Lisa Jarayer at the helm? Some of your comments: it's a breeding ground for snakes. Another one says there, it is sad to know that St. Lucia is the Minister of Agriculture who says there is no law that prohibits the export of diseased animals where in fact there is such a law, possibly endangering the health of the population of two nations. St. Lucia and Grenada is alarming, if not near catastrophic. Another one says there, A, finish completely, B, completely finish, 3, both of the above. Some more comments. Snakes and smoked bones are on the menu. Another one says snakes on the plains. Another one says a bad smoothie. Some more comments. Tim, that position is too big for Lisa Jarayer. God don't like ugly. That's for blind sighting Joachim Henry for his position. He must be saying that's good for SLP. Take what you all get. Haha. According to the comments there, response to our question of the day. According to PJP, I give you a minister in high heels. What do you expect from that, if nothing? And another person says there, the mood is red. Some of your reaction to our NewsSpin question of the day. What does St. Lucia's agricultural landscape look like with Lisa Jarayer at the helm? 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Another person says there, has written via WhatsApp, when a father can call a radio station and speak in that language, do you expect crime to be solved? He has clearly shown the kind of individual he is. I also sympathize with the 16-year-old. Then it begs the question, what is a 16-year-old doing at about 8 p.m.? I won't bother to read this. But you can understand why a father will speak in such terms. Out of frustration. And particularly if you're not hearing from our leaders. 3 people gunned down within 2 days, not including somebody from the constituency of the Prime Minister, Not a word from the Prime Minister, nothing from the Home Affairs Minister. So it's the norm. What do you expect citizens to say when things of that nature happen? We have a call. Good afternoon to you. NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Tim.
Yes, good afternoon to you, caller.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How about you?
Yes. Not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
I had a problem with Lisa. I mean, for this young lady to come out publicly and say that we don't have laws to protect other countries or even St. Lucia itself from diseases and things from animals. I mean, look, for instance, you have a social media personality like Diana Charles. She took a dog out of St. Lucia, brought it all the way to Canada. She had to get certified papers for that dog. So there are laws in place. Okay? She should have consulted with Diana Charles regarding sugar cake, and sugar cake would have, Diana Charles would tell her how sugar cake came into Canada. And to be so stupid to tell us there's no laws so you can move animals from one country to the next without health certification. And then I personally would not have put Lisa as a Minister of Agriculture because she has no experience as far as agriculture is concerned. I don't think she has put any plants into the ground as yet. So we're looking at a very important ministry like agriculture. You need somebody with expertise or maybe a technocrat to handle this particular ministry. I thank you, Tim. Have a good day.
You too, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Calling from the diaspora. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Another WhatsApp message, and somebody has just written, on a real note, where did all this snake came from, especially in the city? Forestry workers, they heard something, time to leave the offices. Tim, what's the update with the African president who came to St. Lucia last year? Okay, let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. And somebody says, no sane person would believe that there wouldn't be an issue with migration of diseased animals. That's just common sense. You can't even migrate with certain seeds, plants, food, etc. unless properly prepared. Is she that daft? Again, that's according to a WhatsApp message. Some more of your messages. I have to agree with you 100%. It's a fact that the Prime Minister is not capable of running the country, much less this new job. I know he will make a horrible job, in my opinion. More embarrassment for St. Lucia and CARICOM. Tim, it's a disaster for our farmers. Prosper was doing a better job. Another WhatsApp message. I wonder how Deacon Mitchell feels to see something as simple as knowing the laws of importing/exporting animals and plants. His SLP comrades know nothing. This is what happens when you put a bus driver in the seat of an aircraft pilot seat. Another WhatsApp message. Somebody has just written there, Tim, good day. But took a gentleman flowers. He came in with Mother's Day to his wife. They took honey, took suitcase of bar soap. They're taking too much other stuffs from Lucians at airport and customers, but allowing such. Shaking my head. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello. You are on the air. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes, how are you, sir?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm fine.
Okay. Ignore what's happening in the background, sir. It's disturbing you, so turn down the volume or turn it off, and then you can continue with your contribution. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm turning it down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, by the way, Tim, this is Gregory Philbert. What I wanted to say with the crime situation in St. Lucia, and this could be curtailed, just by creating opportunities. There are countries that are willing to accept young people, migrate, like Canada. Canada has a program right now where young people can migrate, work in the sun oil industry, the agricultural industry, which is picking apples, and, just all these different things. Just give the young people in St. Lucia opportunities. They don't have opportunities. When I visit St. Lucia last year in September, there were some good things going on, which I have to give credit. But also there were what I saw in the young people faces and all about when I visit the island, I went all around the island. And it's just a shame that a lot of these young people are growing up and they spent all this money going to school and have all these degrees and they're frustrated. That's what I found. Well, that's what I find out from the young people. They're frustrated and there's no work to do. There's nothing to do. So if my advice to the government is to try to facilitate something with some foreign companies or foreign governments and see if we could take some of these young people out of the island, and teach them different trades, have them go outside the country, experience life different, and then come back and actually the skills that they learn, bring it back to the island and teach others. Each one teach one, that method. And I think we could be a way better, censorship could be a way better because they need that, if they have that distraction from crime, St. Lucia could be a way better place because once people have income, once people have a way of surviving, once people have a way of feeding their family, crime will be at a way less volume than what it is today. So my advice to you, Tim, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? I think you're very fair. Do not, and I say to you, my brother, do not, let the critics or the pundits prevent you from doing what you're doing, because we need voices. We need people like you and the voice, and someone with a voice like you to speak your truth, to speak your fairness, to speak your opinion. And people, what I find in St. Lucia is even if you criticize either side of the political spectrum parties, people get annoyed. It's not about party. It's about country first, then party second. But what I'm realizing in St. Lucia is a lot of people are putting party before country, and that is where we have the issue of St. Lucia not being where it's supposed to be. St. Lucia could be a way better place and attract way more investors, way more people to visit, and a lot of stuff. With the snake issue, with the infestation, that's really something it's an Achilles heel for the island. And what I feel they should facilitate or put together a program where they could pay people to either not kill the snakes, but take them and at least sell them out to different countries or whatever. People are buying those snakes, especially the Fiadelans. It's good. They use it as medicinal purposes, and also we could also produce the antivenom and sell it out in the world. There's so many things we can do. We could be a self-sustained island, but people that have different agendas. And that's why you see people are just talking and people are frustrated and they don't know what to do. And the killings from the young people, they're frustrated. What they want to do. There's nothing to do on the island for young people, And if you're not connected on the island, you don't get the job, and it don't matter how many years you went to university or college or whatever. But this is what I see, and this is my opinion, my brother. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to speak my mind and speak my opinion. Thank you for that. Keep on doing what you're doing, and I thank you for always being fair.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for calling. We have a WhatsApp message, and it reads simply, "Good day, Tim. I'm sending a message to all bosses. Learn to pay your staff on time. They have bills to pay and families to feed." That's according to a WhatsApp message. Who the cap fits? Let them wait. We have another WhatsApp message, and it reads, "Good afternoon to all. Housing is the money given to make housing assistance to the qualified people taken to benefit some workers who are fed up." Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. And somebody has just written, "Do you think our Prime Minister can command the respect of other CARICOM leaders? While I agree with another issue, while I agree with Mr. Chico's recommendations, it will go to Deglo. Not because it comes from him, but because he went to the media with them before dealing first with the police commissioner. Juxtapose this to what you just played from Shas. He said he wrote to finance. If he doesn't get a response, he will go public." Another WhatsApp message, and it reads, "The customer service failed to carry out the duties as well. The customs officers or customs service, as per the comment you mentioned earlier. All the best. Keep it up." Another WhatsApp message, And this one is long, and it reads, as a retired police officer on the issue of crime, let me say that no citizen should believe or expect that any government SLP or UWP can stop crime. It is impossible for this to happen no matter how many persons get killed. Crime is as a result of wickedness, that persons practice on wickedness is a result of evil. The Bible states that evil entered the world when Adam chose to obey the devil in the Garden of Eden. Very soon after this, Cain killed his brother Abel, and this killings has continued until this present day. Yet the rate of murders is lamentable, but it is the reality of the matter. The police is charged with investigating crimes when it happens, but by now everyone should see that this institution is lacking in their capacity and training to detect serious crime when it occurs. I make this judgment due to the large numbers of unsolved murders and other crimes. This decline in the detection rate is as a result of the policy of promotions within the department. Officers pursue degrees in non-police related subjects, and they are promoted based on the degree, but they cannot effectively function in their post and supervise their subordinates. For too long, experienced officers with many years of service who can do the work are marginalized for officers with degrees who are lost and cannot perform in their positions. A call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. Canada is on the air. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, Tim, I want to say something. Like, crime won't stop if the Prime Minister do structure his government properly. It's all about structuring, you know. Because if you do structure properly, like I seen with the police department, you still find there is infighting because some police officers feel like maybe they're not the right procedure is not being done, you know, so that people get elevated, right? So if that is broken, I mean, how could you solve crime? Because when a guy seen is in the force for so long, and this new, whatever, like whether he had the education or not, but maybe don't have the experience, will surpass him in a mid-time, or if he join the SLP, he will get to the top, or if that one join they'll get to the top. They're not, the police department had to be structured properly, and it had to be a procedure that will follow them, like, they had to follow the ethic rules, you know, to get to where they at. Then everybody, maybe through your crime fighting, you get up the ladder. Maybe through your, the amount of hours you put into work, you get up the ladder, you know. But if that is not being done, I mean, a guy might just say, boy, no matter how hard I try to solve a crime, I wouldn't get up there, man. Just let things be, you know. So these are the things, man. And I seen the Prime Minister, like, 2.5% for health and security. Yet still we can't even know how much is collected. There is no statistics on what is collected. Nothing to show what is being spent, how it is being spent. So in a Pamela, this is a Pamela world. So boys who drop, and then we just sing the song we call Timmy, So that is just a thing in cycle, man. It had to take the whole structuring of a country for a country to function properly. But if it's not structured properly, you know what I mean? It's like a house of mess. How could you expect you want your socks and expect your house full of mess? How you expect to get yourself? You know what I mean? That's my point. The function, the government had to function properly, whether through infrastructure, whether through public service. All them things have to be structured, and that's the job of the Prime Minister. Structure them things, and they have to follow, the guidelines to get to where they is. Not just because you're on that side, I take out this boy there and put this one there. You know what I mean? Them things have to stop in St. Lucia, man. And we keep talking that St. Lucia, I don't know, majority, no matter what. And some people, some people you believe they're educated, they're the most corrupt, They are the most corrupt. And you think they ain't no better team. But as long as something coming in the pocket, they could seek out the family. They don't give a F. You know what I mean? And we find the ruins, and that's why we find ruins. Young people dying and things. I think it's bigger than that. No, that's why I respect Shasney government, because he was trying to put structures in place. And I could keep saying that to him because I is a young man. I come from the ghetto. You know what I mean? I ain't that dumb. But I could see where development was going, where we would have seen a better St. Lucia. But with these guys there, you ask them questions, you cannot get answers, Tim. So it's just causing a country of frustration. You know what I mean? You ask the government, the Prime Minister question, I mean, on the thing of crime, I mean, man, 2.5. What 2.5? For so long you've been collecting 2.5%. Have you ever given us any statistics on the 2.5 and where money allocated to? None of the above. So, Tim, so we go always be facing, Tim, I don't know. I guess it's just a mess.
All right, sir.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Is my point. On the thing about the cows, Tim, I wanted to say something on that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think with the cows thing, you know what I don't want to blame this young lady. I mean, she got a job, whatever. But I was seeing like all them guys had to do is build wire along that route, you know, and channel the cows to the river, so they stay within the perimeters of the grass area and come off the road, you know. All the government had to do is just spend some money on some beard wires and run the beard wires around both sides, going to the beach, right? And locking it into the bridge area so that you could prevent the cows from coming on the street. And doing the same thing and trap them within a certain thing, so they would have just used the river if they want as a channel to move back and forth. Wouldn't that be, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
All right,
anyway,
sir.
Tim, give them.
Yeah, thank you so much. Calling from Canada. WhatsApp message, and it reads, when I joined the force, I can recall being instructed that our political affiliation, if any, should remain personal and private. I also observed those who aligned themselves to the Commissioner of Police and the hierarchy would get promoted faster. Then came Monroe. You could have been the laziest police officer and underachiever. Once you earned a degree, you are entitled. Nowadays, the officers just have to register with the party, and regardless, you will underachieve, your promotions are certain. Officers in charge of key departments boasting even their underwear and socks red. Tim, I'm texting from experience. I was invited to align myself to a party, and I will certainly go through. But I remained content. That's according to a WhatsApp message sent by a police officer. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Still to come, the NewsSpin news of the day, and you also will be hearing from John Daniel.
Advance your career at Lightspark Training with a globally recognized certification. Conveniently located on High Street, Castries, Lightspark offers a wide range of programs to make the most of your career. Certifications in project management, risk management, quality management, marketing, ACC accounting, human resources, Microsoft, Cisco, and IT technician certification, graphic design, web design, and programming. Complete a diploma in accounting in 6 months or a bachelor's degree in just over a year. Call us today at 451-8918 or visit us at www.lightspark.com.
Every day, the pain is still there. Back, neck, shoulder, hip, chronic arthritis, pain down your leg to your toes, or heel pain when you put your foot on the ground. You've tried many things, but nothing works. Waiting will only make it worse. At La Clinique du Corps, we find the real cause of your pain using advanced MRI scans from head to toes with no radiation for more accurate results. Our specialist doctors provide faster diagnosis and effective treatment. Less pain, better movement, better life. All insurances accepted. Call now before it gets worse. 451-6559, that's 451-6559, or WhatsApp 721-9950. WhatsApp 721-9950. La Clinique du Corps. Stop suffering. Start living.
We ready for the road. We ready for the road. We First National. Your next move bold. We ready for the road. We ready for the road. We First National. Your next move bold. Get ready for your next ride with the drive ahead from First National Bank. Enjoy up to 100% financing and rock bottom interest rates on new vehicle loans. Because we're not only here for you, we're driving ahead with you. Ready for the road with First National Bank. Your next move bold. Visit one of our National Bank branch or firstnationalbankonline.com today. Promotion runs through November 30th. Terms and conditions apply.
Lucilec averti ou pour point précaution durant saison cyclone Salah. Mi un petit commission qui kaywen de ou protéger la vie ou ek propriétaire. Couiller Lucilec avant ou trim et bien couper pied bois qui pouet ligne électrique. Veillez pour ligne courant électrique avant ou monter l'échelle. Fait assurer l'échelle, scaffold et bout d'outils ou ka servi pas venir moins qui 10 pieds hors ligne courant électrique. Pas jamais servi appliance et ben outils qui ka servi courant électrique. Des wall côté qui mouillé et ben en la pli. Ça c'était en commission hors Lucilec.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for at Lazarus Funeral Home. Losing a loved one isn't something you can foresee. Since the beginning, affordability has been one of our priorities. Every day we're proving that burials don't have to be expensive. If cost is a factor in your time of bereavement, call Lazarus Funeral Home. We have coffins starting at $800 plus taxes. Nothing can cause more disappointment than poor quality. Help us help you. Keep your last memory of your loved one sacred. Make it special. Make it Lazarus Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Located at Bibliotheque Castries at 452-7491 and New Dock Road V4 at 454-6555.
Stop paying full price. With Flow, you can slash your bill in half. You heard right. Cut your mobile bill in half when you add mobile to internet. That's the most reliable Wi-Fi at home. Plus, all the data you need on the go. So don't wait. Double your connection and double your value for half the price. Add mobile to internet today. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
Ouais, messieurs, pas jodi moi la ka espérer plein bon glow. Si t'en la pani pressure. Moi ni tongue, moi ni glow, me money pressure. Ou savez ça moi besoin? A pomme. Ça c'est bêtise. Moi ka aller ko Europa. Yo ni toute pomme pour toute condition. Qui pour kay, qui pour business. Yo ni pli mer pour y pomme cette ici. Yo ka ranger pomme aussi qui besoin service. Prendre pomme yo c'est Léo. Pomme ça c'est major. I bon tout bonnement. Tant si ten moi actuellement. Glo ka fante. Europa ni pomme glo Léo ada pour les nerfs, orange et gris. Visitez Europa ambassade Gozile. Les mots au téléphone 452 0763.
I haven't heard the Ministry of Education, Health, tell us about the HIV infections, STDs, sexually transmitted diseases in St. Lucia among our young people. They keep the numbers quiet, you know. Long time there, I haven't heard the figures as though we're so clean now. Let the figures come out, especially for the carnival season. Our young people will obey the word of God. Do not keep your bodies pure. Your body is a temple of God. Do not fornicate or commit adultery. God loves you. Have a blessed day, everybody. Blessings of the rain of God. Blessings, Lord. Give the rain for the evil and the good.
All right, that's according to John Daniel. Sent this to me, and we just thought we had to play it and share it with you. A few WhatsApp messages, and then we'll conclude with our NewsSpin news of the day. It says that I think we need a more responsible and experienced person for agriculture because so-and-so is not fit for that position. For as much as I can see, the job is greater than her. We have a final WhatsApp message, and it says there, if I were a minister, I will not side with wrongdoing. Bottom line, ministers serve the people and not your pockets, but I think there are some good ministers, but some workers want to take the role of ministers doing things their way, and this is not right. According to a WhatsApp message. Finally, the NewsSpin news of the day. The NewsSpin news of the day reads, record ocean heat signals new phase in climate crisis. Record ocean heat signals new phase in climate crisis. That's the NewsSpin news of the day. That's also the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. My name is Timothy Poleon. Don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe to the NewsSpin YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the NewsSpin channel grow. Goodbye.